Industrial agriculture and industrial fisheries is the reason for the desertification of soil and the desertification of the ocean. Overfishing is built into a monoculture economy. Overfishing is built into the commodification of life. Fisherfolk do not treat one species as a commercial species. For them, all species have a role in the ecology of the sea, and all species have a role in their diet. That's why both agriculture and fisheries in the indigenous systems are based on diversity. The new economy, the blue economy, you all know much more about it because you're having to face, as Nadine said, new changes in regulations. It's interesting. They talk about harmonizing seed regulation exactly when they're talking about harmonizing fishing regulation. And is diversity discordant? No, every place is different. That's why the fishing in every backwater will be unique to that backwater. To try and harmonize will repeat the mistakes when the Europeans were overfishing and then they started to put quotas. What did they do? They shut the small fishermen down and let the bigger boats go further and further, including invading the oceans of the third world. I know you will discuss a lot of the immediate challenges you're facing. Let me share with you two major challenges that we all have to jointly face. Not just the fishing communities, not just the people of the oceans, but the people of the land, the people of the earth. Because basically what we are facing right now in the name of the green economy and the blue economy is an attempt talking the language of green and sustainability to basically rob all resources of the people and criminalize livelihoods, honest, non-violent livelihoods that have sustained people over millennia, whether livelihoods at sea or livelihoods on the land. And to do this, two things are being done, and we have to organize to resist it. The first is the idea of fish without the ocean, seafood without the sea, lab-made food. And they constantly cite this, and they've popped up all kinds of pseudo-environmentalists in the world, pay them to write books, to blame the pastoralists, to blame the fisherfolk for violence against animals. Show me a fisherfolk who doesn't love the fish, who doesn't have ceremonies to celebrate the ocean as a commons. Show me a herder who doesn't love their animals. This idea that you can extract a gene from a plant and patent it, which is what genetic engineering is, and which is what I've resisted through creating the community seed banks of Nepanya. Now the idea is you can extract the cells of a fish and multiply the fish through the cell in labs. And so you have what they call no bones, no eyeballs, no scales. Also horrible. The fish should disappear as the fisherfolk should disappear. This is an imagination of extermination of both people and biodiversity of the sea. And we have to resist it through our cultures, through our ethics, through our ecology, through our knowledge. The second, even more serious threat is the idea that now that nature has been destroyed by the rich, let the rich own nature. And they have floated just before the COP in Glasgow, literally a month before, Rockefeller and New York Stock Exchange. And that's part of the interesting thing. The more we talk democracy, two people, two gangsters can get together somewhere in the world and write a plan for the world to make money out of destruction and appropriation of resources. So the natural asset companies that have been floated, they just cooked up a new category, like East India Company was created, just cooked up. And the first time a company was born. And then the Americans went further and gave personhood to corporations and destroyed democracy in the name of the freedom of speech to hijack elections. Money is now buying elections everywhere in the world. This is the freedom of speech of a corporation with rights. This is the fiction we have to challenge. But now they're creating these natural asset companies, and these new enterprises cooked up out of the blue will hold rights to the productive health and natural assets like land or marine areas. They are the new asset class. Asset class means it's going to be traded as a financial unit, not as a living ocean, not as a place where fish are, but a fiction on Wall Street. And it'll enable the owners, on the New York Stock Exchange, enabling owners to convert nature's value. How can you convert nature's value into finance? And then multiply the finance fictitiously, as we've seen with the 2008 subprime crisis, as we are seeing right now with the food, 75% increase in food prices, because 75% of the trade in wheat right now is being done by these financial asset management companies, including BlackRock and Vanguard. And I have a book called Oneness versus 1% that describes this new economy as it's being shaped.